So for the property investors, how do they best make sure they don't find themselves financially struggling?
You need to go back to the numbers. For example, we do our numbers on 12%, and that's what we've always been doing, by the way, because we always say when things are really, really bad, would we still be able to wash our face? And that is the question you need to ask yourself all the time. If things go bad, take care of the negatives, because the positive take care of themselves. That is the thing. So have a positive mindset, but be cautious in your approach. That's what they need to do. So again, you run the numbers and you say, what is the return on investment that am I looking to get? And stress that return on investment number, so that when things really turn bad, you will still be able to discount the market. So if you remember, when we had a conversation, I think in the last 3 episodes that I was on this platform, and I said, Big Grand is doing quite well. Were we collecting 100% rentals? No, we were only collecting 60% of the rentals. But because we were very conservative with our cash flow, we were able to meet. Yes, of course, we got grace period from the bank. Did we really need it? That's a question to be answered. But because we've worked out and we were very conservative, we were able to weather the storm somehow. And then now that the market is opening and we've seen a lot of tenants coming in, it's also a good thing for us. So all I say is that do your 60-40 approach to say that at least 40% of the time you're going to get a bad market. And therefore your 60% should be able to cover the loan that you've collected or you've asked for from the bank.
And Ekow, I actually like that tip, because one of the things that we had even been saying on the show last year, because even from as early as this time last year, one of the big things was, if you're going to be making property decisions, you need to almost use the interest rates as of last year, January, right? And see if you are able to still service the debt that you're going to be taking on. And even perhaps go a step further. Maybe you might want to make it just slightly higher than that, because we don't know how the market is going to recover, in the coming months. And as much as all of the predictions so far has been that we're going to stay in fairly low interest rates for most of this year, if not for all of this year, perhaps even in the beginning part of next year. You want to, because this is a property investment, you're in it for the long run. You want to have made the kind of estimations that come this time next year, if the interest rate goes back to where we were this time last year, you can still afford it. If it goes slightly higher, you're still able to afford it because you budgeted for higher interest rates, and you're not finding yourself struggling, and your portfolio isn't struggling because you underestimated interest rates, or you made financial decisions based on only low interest rates and didn't factor in all the other costs. Because I think, Ekow, one of the other things that we're seeing is, interest rates aside, the cost of everything else associated with a particular home is going up, from the rates and taxes, the levies themselves, everything, electricity, all the utility bills have gone up. So it's almost as though using interest rates alone actually isn't sufficient. You want to also look at where the current costs are of the other associated costs of owning a home, and also almost, increase that perhaps by 10%. See if you'll still be able to afford it. Underestimate the amount of rental you think you will collect.
Be a legacy builder, and don't forget to subscribe. Cheers.